Time is up. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the every brother from one another representing the four tribes. Thunderbolts and folks come alive. Fist up, the revolution is televised. Up and through cause in the wind, asking a cause in the fed. Heart full of sickness, path of your lips. Read the scriptural understanding that after failure redemption. We the dungeon fella lead me. Got outcast to a dungeon in a strange land. Secret swordsmen revealed in the badlands. Afro samurai, we the chosen. Running to the hood, tell the people. 3 times, no lie, hard a cockroach. People come something to a pickle. We the people. Right now they got a soul to bottom, but I'm telling you that we up next. When the time comes, they won't know what hit them. Unusual suspects. Right now they cut checks to the people greedy and gain. But encouragement to my kinfolk, cause your suffering ain't in vain. I see kings, I see bricks, I see the risen of our slave. I see power, I see peace, I see the sunlight with no rain. I see the greatness of our majesty and how we bruise again. And this right here offer you if you endure to the end. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the whole we are they time is up. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the whole we born to be king of the tender, the seed of the great of the limber. Snared in the genus agendas. War for the sheep, rolled up timbers. Enemies evil like men that's with KJ with the vendors and no longer slaves to the lenders. Cause of y'all with a vengeance, so we cry out when we end this. And this time's up, down to the wide like Baltimore. So we praise the most high and we young to go. With a standing like Tash, that's protocol. The CIP like Quantico. Rise when we roll in the back. Cleansed by the blood in the back. Holding the staff, rolling, walking through the back. Abraham C coming through deep, got the whole spot flooded. You can love it or leave it, just believe it when you hear it. We up next. As the body connect, bone and bone, and rise above the dust, come on. It was written in stone, all power to the people of Yah. Everything they got, that's yours. What was last is the first, and we thirst for the blood. Thirst for the blood. It's a hell of a drug. It's a hell of a drug. We believe only one thing, covenant, that's what's up. All praise to the Abba. All esteem to Mashiach. All esteem to Mashiach. To the 12 tribes scattered abroad. We up next. See ya. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the whole we are they time is up. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the whole we they time is up. I'm putting on for you. Man, like down, know that. You a big bitch, Kodak. The back slip cut flow at. Blood, sweat, tears, all that. I move forward, never go back. Great city, I'ma go there. Yeah, you ain't no go there. Feel now, boy. Know you stuck for your ample. Babies on the wrong couple. Grown men wanna answer. The world taught to be a slave. The hood taught to be a home. Yeah, we on my car. Pull out that we here, baby, we alive, now it's official. When they thought the most high aborted, till they seen us step out the NICU. Mush for that Gerber, baby. Loud barking, we ain't have dental. You sure came for that sacrifice. Potty trainer did bring some issues. We up next. All y'all people are waking up about as contagious as skill spice. Speak to the leader of the free world. Like 8 Mile, he was Papa Doc. Their nose is up, that's an expensive watch. But what you done for that rolly got me thinking to myself, holy moly, that's a lot. So let you look at time is up. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta get a hold. We up, they time is up. The sector won't be coming in your. We gotta let the they time is up. They tell me something, they done put a fork in them. They ain't gon' witness. We got now, so that no man steal your crown. Revelation, free, living, we have it bound. Thank you, serpent from Yahuda, my stomping ground. I'm married now, nobody on them around. You don't hear that sound, Trump blowing down. Ain't much on the people he come and shut them down. Who that? Freedom Session took that holy sound. Let's take back the world and the holy grounds. Then do they crafty crowds time is running down. This is sudden death, she's the port and my tribe is now. I see the scriptures got them hot, tell them sit down. Watch you took the long Senate round. The center won't be coming in y'all.
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. That track right there is from Lorman's L&L Tracks. I do not own the rights to that song. I'm just simply advertising it, endorsing it, standing behind it. It is L&L Tracks, and you can follow him on YouTube, and I believe you can follow L&L on all platforms. If you like that track right there, it's straight fire. We are up next, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen of the congregation. We up next. This particular video right here is going to be pivotal to our growth and development, to our direction that we must take as spiritual beings. This particular video here is going to set the tone for a lot of us moving forward on the cusp of this winter time. We got to have the right spirit. We got to have a sound mind. We got to have the right heart going into this winter time with COVID-19 going on and everything else under the sun, with all this dysfunction, with all of this chaos ensuing. We got to have our spirits right. And you know what? This particular stream here is everything outside of the norm, at least societal's norm. Now you got to realize society have gave you the new normal, right? This new normal is completely dysfunctional, chaotic, and nonsensical. All right. So they're not going to be allowed to tell us what normal conversation is. They're not going to be allowed to tell spiritual beings what normal talking points are. Because today, this evening rather, we're going to be talking about visions. We're going to be talking about dreams. We're going to be talking about prophets. We're going to be talking about seers. We're going to be making a grand separation between occultism and true prophets, true seers, true visionaries. And this is more than necessary. We're not going to allow the powers that be to tell us what normal conversation is when this whole society we looking at right now is completely destroyed. Completely destroyed, and it ain't coming back. Right now, I've been feeling like we are the Avengers, and I'm talking about the chosen, the elected, God's people. We are like the Avengers, and this is the end game, and we all going against Thanos. And I feel like it's important for brothers and sisters who have the position to speak to start to rile up the meek, to start to wake up this sleeping lion and actually attack this from a spiritual aspect. We are going against satanic or Luciferian powers, but we also have powers. We have superpowers, brothers and sisters. We have visions. We have dreams. We have impulses that connect us to the divine higher power. And they don't want us to connect to this. They don't want us to look at the world from a spiritual vantage point. All right. But today, we're going to look at this thing spiritually. All right. We're going to really go in on this particular video. But before I start to go in, I want y'all to make sure y'all mash the thumbs up button. I see y'all rolling in the chat pretty quick. Let's make sure this video gets spread because it's going to be layers to this video. All right. It's going to be layers to it. And I want to make sure everybody can get in because we are going to also open the lines up this evening. And when we do open the lines up, it's going to be brothers and sisters giving their dreams, giving their visions, saying certain impulses that they have had in these last days. Because I'd rather listen to my brothers and sisters, the visionaries, those who have certain ideas, those who have visions, those who have a perspective of the world that the normal citizens don't have. I'd rather listen to you brothers and sisters, the elected, because I truly believe that the people who watch these particular videos are elected. I'd rather hear what you see happening in this day and age, opposed to watching the news, where I'm getting a Hegelian dialect, where I'm getting all of this back and forth, where I'm getting nonsense. I want to see what's going on spiritually. And lately, I've heard it clear as day. The Most High spoke directly to me, let me know, listen, there has to be a shift that takes place right now. Things have to change. The rational way of looking at the Bible, the quote unquote logical way of looking at the Bible has to be thrown out of the window. The Most High is way more vast than being just logical. All right. Of course, the Most High is logical and a God of order. Let's not get the message distorted. But the Most High goes outside the confines of this natural reality. And some of the things that I'm about to say, it may fly over some people's minds, especially those who have a pharisaical nature or a Levitical priesthood type of nature. Some people may even consider some of this topic spookism. There's a lot of brothers and sisters who came into the truth of who they are, their identity, came into the Hebraic knowledge, and they truly believe that they have to look at the Bible as just an historical document or just a logical book of law or just quote unquote doctrinal reasons or doctrine or a doctrinal excerpt, so to speak. But the truth of the matter is, the Bible is way more vast than that. It's way more deeper than that. And I know often I condemn the New Age. But let me make this perfectly clear. The New Age stole biblical principles. All right? The New Age stole the New Age. All right? Because people have been having visions, dreams from the beginning. See, what these satanic Luciferians did through occultism was they took our dreamers, our visionaries, our seers, those who can operate in a communication realm, the unseen realm. What they did was they took it and they made it demonic. They changed it. They made it evil. But we're going to go back to our origin just to show how much spiritual power we really have. Now, for all those people out there who look at this word as spookism, what I'm talking right now, I've actually heard a few elders in the truth, a few brothers and sisters, well, brothers in particular, say that brothers have basically inherited spiritualism from pagan Christianity. I've actually heard this from a lot of camp leaders, congregation leaders, church leaders, right? I heard that a lot, that a lot of brothers in the truth have inherited spiritualism from pagan Christianity, as if God is not a spirit. Now, listen to the lunacy in that. Let's go to the actual Bible, because they're not going to be able to pull the wool over our eyes for much longer. John chapter 4, verse 24. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. That scripture says God is a spirit, right? God is a spirit. Those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Yes, we follow the foundation, the logic, the doctrine, the rules and regulations, the laws. But guess what? We still are very spiritual people. Because guess why? God himself is a spirit. How can you serve the Most High if you're not spiritual? If you look at everything that has to do with the spirit, the fruits of the spirit, if you deal with that as if it's spookism or new age teaching or some type of mysticism, then you are never going to get close to the Most High, because your rational mind cannot wrap your mind around how the spirit of the Most High works. The Most High have always had prophets and seers. Now, the difference between a prophet and a seer, one may ask. A prophet is one who operates in a communication realm. A prophet often absorbs things auditorily or auditory. A prophet can hear things, soak information up, and apply it to biblical prophecy. That's often what a prophet is. A prophet often operates in a realm of intercession. All right? To enlighten the people, to warn the people. Now, a seer, on the other hand, and that's S-E-E-R, is one who does the very same, but they get it in imagery, visions. They get it in dreams. They start piecing things together through signs and wonders. They may see repetitive numbers. Sometimes there's certain impulses that they get. They may be somewhere and they may feel something, or they may have a dream way back in the past, and then they see it later. They're literally living in that moment. And the Most High speaks to us in lots of ways. And a prophet and a seer can also travel between both realms of prophecy. Both are prophets, just slight differences. And both are just as important to the kingdom. And the Bible talks many times about these seers and these prophets. All right? The scriptures go all throughout what a seer is and what a prophet is, which we're going to dive into some of that as well. Because we need visionaries. All right? Matter of fact, let me show you the importance of not having visionaries in this day and age. Let me show you the importance here. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So if we're not having visionaries come together and speak and congregate among each other and talk about what they see moving forward, then there's no hope for the future. Understand that this is what the Most High God is doing right now. He is shifting our attention to us. He's shifting our attention away from the news. We know that these people are liars. We know that Black Lives Matter is not really teaching you really what's going on in the world, in our communities in particular. Black on black crime does not fit their narrative. So they're not going to talk about black and black crime and how we got to change it from the inside out. Everything you see on mainstream media is a diversion to keep your attention off of ourselves. What the Most High is doing right now is he's getting the Avengers ready. He's getting those of the spirit ready. And he's getting us armed and ready. And I'm talking about spiritually armed. There's a lot of y'all that got so many gifts that's untapped. Gifts that you have not even dived into yet. Because your energy have been misdirected. By the end of this stream, I want your energy to be in the right place to who you are. Start to lift that veil up because you're the ones who are going to see. You're the ones who are going to have the dreams. You're the ones who are going to tell us what's going on. The news is going to do nothing but pervert our judgment. All right? That's all it's going to do is pervert our judgment. Right now, the Most High God is requiring more from us than just preparation and knowing the truth. He's requiring us to level up. He's requiring us to spiritually elevate, to tap into those gifts, to bring forth our true potential. Let's go to these scriptures. Acts chapter 2, verse 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall have dreams. This scripture says in the last days, we in those days. This is what the Most High is doing right now. This is what we have to bring forth. We need to know what you're dreaming. We need to know what visions you're having. Right now, it's all on us. Like Lorvin said in the song, we up next, but you got to be ready. Playtime is up. You got to be ready. Listen. When Moses was getting our people out of Egypt, he told the Pharaoh all of the plagues that was going to hit Egypt. He told him all of them. Moses prophesied those plagues. Pharaoh, he hardened his heart and said, no, I'm going to keep these people. Pharaoh went out there and got all the necromancers, all the magicians. He got all the witches, all the wizards, all the warlocks that he can find in the land. And he tried to get them to stop the plagues. He tried to get them to falsely prophesy something else happening. All those plagues happened. Every last one of them. Egypt was left desolate. So guess what? Your mirror gazers, your star gazers, your sun gazers, your tarot card players, your Ouija board players, your sage burners, your crystal gin layers, your crystal balls don't have nothing, not a damn thing on the Most High's prophets and seers. Not a damn thing. When we see it happening, it's happening. When the Most High give us vision, it's from the Most High God. And it's happening. It's going and it's happening real time. So we can X out all of the false prophecies, the lies. Listen, just throw all that out the window. You are the people who can see. Are you going to tap into it? Let's go. We go into Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall have dreams. Your young men shall see visions. Sons and daughters of the Most High are going to begin to see things. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Most High have been working on us in our personal lives. I can feel the shift. The Most High have been putting the right people around the right people. He's been making moves. Anytime you feel like you are at the right place at the right time, believe that it's the Spirit of the Most High moving you. Believe it. Take all doubt out of the equation. There is no such thing as coincidence, brothers and sisters. There is no such thing as coincidence. The Most High is going to put you around the right people, the right time. He's going to give you the right word. He's going to give you the right impulse if you one of his right now, because he is trying to rile up the spirit in us. I'm telling you right now. Amos chapter 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. It says the Most High God ain't going to do nothing until he reveals his secrets unto the prophets. Listen, y'all don't understand the power you have. Ye are gods. You are not the Most High God, but you are an extension of him. He is not going to bring forth nothing on this earth. Nothing is going to change on this earth until he introduces those secrets to his prophets, to his seers, to his visionaries. Until there's a warning, even if it's a shift in the spiritual realm, right now there's a shift. I'm telling you right now, brothers and sisters, there's a shift taking place right now spiritually. The Most High is bringing us to the next level. The laying of hands is going to have to begin. There's two books that I would like to recommend, and this goes right in line with the scriptures. Two books that I would like to recommend for you all. This one here is called Spiritual Timing. Discerning Seasons of Change in the Realm of the Spirit. Spiritual Timing. This right here is an excellent read. It really pivots off of Ecclesiastes 8 and 5, where it says a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. A wise man's heart both discerneth time and judgment. And it's written by Robert Liardon. And it's a real thin book. You know, I like to read these quick reads because I'm very busy. So I like to read quick reads. And also, another book would be The Seer. And that's written by James W. Gall. The Seer. The Prophetic Power, Visions, Dreams, and Open Heavens. These are two good reads. Very powerful reads. All right. Now, everything I read, it lines up with the scriptures. It has scriptures in it. Doesn't mean I agree with everything in the book. Once you get to a certain point spiritually, you learn how to discern. You learn how to really take the meat and spit out the bones. But two good books. Absolutely. Reading is well needed. I see a lot of people saying they need that. Absolutely. And if you're in this live stream, make sure y'all mash the thumbs up button. We are going to open up the lines tonight. We got some more verses to go into. But if you gain an edification, show y'all support. Show y'all support. All right. Now, let's get back to it. Now, 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. And this goes right in to discernment. And this is a gift in itself. You got to know that discernment is a gift, brothers and sisters. 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone into the world. You have to try the spirit to see are they of the Most High. Now, how do you do that? Does it line up with the scriptures? Does it line up with the Bible? That's how you test the spirit. Also, there's a lot of failed prophecies coming from these people. They telling y'all that the world's going to end December 21st, 2020. Now, when the world doesn't end, or it may end before, who knows? But let's say it doesn't end that day. When are we, and I'm speaking of us as a whole, going to start holding people accountable for all these false prophecies? You know, our people inheriting lies from Sanguru. Our people taking these teachings and just spreading them among our communities. It got to come a time where we start to really hold the flame to these people who are doing these false prophecies. because it's swaying people. It's leading people in the wrong direction. And eventually, people are going to stop believing that the higher power exists. People are going to stop believing that the Messiah is going to return because all these failed prophecies, all these lies. So that's what it is. Test every spirit. Now let's go. Let's talk about these dreams and visions. Let's go to Daniel chapter 1, verse 17. And for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. See, Daniel, he had very great understanding of visions and dreams. And these are the type of skills that we got to sharpen up. These are the type of skills we got to sharpen up. Proverbs, no, actually, let's go to Numbers. Numbers chapter 12, verse 6. And he said, hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. So why are we ignoring prophets and seers? Why are we ignoring dreams and visions? You can't sit here and tell me that pagan Christianity created dreams and visions when the Bible speaks volumes in regards to prophetic teaching, learnings, and all of the above. So when the lines open up tonight, I want to hear dreams and visions. Now, before I open up the lines this evening, I'm going to go to a source. Y'all know how we do on these Friday night lessons. We go to the sources. The source that I'm going to go to this evening is CBS News. And I want to go to this source because science has perverted man's judgment. Science have truly diluted our mind frames when it comes to the spiritual realm. And I want to show you the people that science don't have the answers when it comes to the spiritual realm. The Bible has the answers when it comes to the spiritual realm. Science ain't got it. Matter of fact, it's been proven that when the spirit actually leaves the body, the consciousness is living on, which is something that science can't wrap their minds around. So when you see a lot of these teachers talking about the scientific this and the scientific that, listen, they are worldly. They are carnal people. They're looking into dark arts and science. Listen, the Most High God is way deeper than science. Science can't even explain what happens when that spirit leaves the body. But the Bible does. Science can't explain it. We're going to prove it. We're going to prove this. Because it's time to really start to look at this thing spiritually. All my spiritual brothers and sisters out there. Y'all know what it is. 12 tribes, one nation. If y'all ain't here, 12 tribes, one nation, y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all call in tonight. That's what we repping. The spiritual brothers and sisters, the awakening. Do you know how many people who have awakened and it was just straight up spiritual through dreams and visions? Through the Most High God sending angels to visit people? Do you know how many people woke up without even hearing a preacher? Man, let's talk about how science don't understand the spiritual realm. Let's get into it. We are going to CBS. And this was actually filmed a few years back in 2017. And what it is it says on CBS News, this aired, and it's titled, Researchers Say There's Evidence That Consciousness Continues After Clinical Death. So right now, we're going to show the spiritual aspect of all of this. Let's get it.
The question that humanity has wrestled with throughout history. But a new study conducted by NYU may have found some answers. Dr. Sam Parnia is the director of critical care and resuscitation research at NYU Langone School of Medicine, where he ran this study. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Parnia.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
What would you say? What actually happens when you're clinically dead?
You know, when people die, essentially it's when the heart stops. So this has been going on for, as far as we know, millennia, not longer. And when the heart stops, you stop breathing and your brain shuts down, and that's how we declare people dead. That's where we give a time of death and we give them a note. And really, to be honest with you, until about 50 years ago, that was the point of death. So people become lifeless, motionless, the brain shuts down. But now through advances in medicine, we can actually bring people back to life, even after they've gone beyond that threshold of death, and study what happens to them. And one of the interesting things, of course, is that the brain completely shuts down, as I said. But what's fascinating is that the cells inside the body, and particularly the cells inside the brain, do not suddenly become annihilated. They go through a process of decay that can take a few hours.
Now, that's science trying to play God where they can bring people back based on the fact that the consciousness is still living even after the death. And they're talking about 10 minutes to hours after death, where they can try to bring, where they can actually bring people back just to study what it is that they see.
Which is why we can actually medically bring people back to life after they have technically gone beyond that threshold of death for tens of minutes, if not hours of time afterwards. And that, of course, raises many interesting questions about what happens when we die.
So tell me more about this study. How did you conduct it? And tell me about, how you came about reaching your findings, your conclusion.
No, I'm an intensive care doctor, so my job is to essentially save people's lives and prevent them from dying. But unfortunately, people do die, and we try to revive them. What we have found is that over the last few decades, many millions of people have now come back, and many of them have reported, actually, anecdotally, that they've been able to see and hear things going on, even though from our perspective, they should have been dead and their brain should not be functioning at all.
Okay, so there we go. They can't explain it right there. They should have been clinically dead. The heart stopped, the brain stopped, the body is lifeless. Science can't explain to you why they still can hear and see and kind of be cognitive to what's going on. The Bible tells you why. Let's continue.
And so we became intrigued to study this. One, because it was fascinating, and two, because we tried to revive people without brain damage and to ensure they don't have any disorders of consciousness, so not becoming like brain damaged or having a vegetative state. At any rate, so this particular study is the largest study ever carried out in the world. It was done in 15 medical centers across the US and in Europe. And we studied more than 2,000 people who'd gone through this cardiac arrest or process of death. And we did not expect people to have any consciousness or awareness, but intriguingly, up to 40% of people came back and had a perception of being aware of what was happening to them, even though they had technically gone beyond the threshold of death.
Why do you think that is?
Well, there's a
He don't know. He don't know.
lot to it. I should also add that among that group, 10% had a very deep, profound mystical experience that was very true to them.
He said they had a deep, profound mystical experience that was very true to them. They crossed over to the spiritual realm. You know, scientists, they don't want to address another realm. They refuse to acknowledge that everything that you see and before you, this quote unquote reality, this realm, is not it. There's things going on around you all the time. There's demons, there's angels, there's spirits. If you can actually see what's going on around you, you would probably pass out. Be quite frank with you. If you can see the battles that's going on daily among your household, outside of your household, in certain areas and environments that you visit, you will be utterly shocked to what you actually are seeing. We as people got to learn how to look at things from another perspective. Don't get caught up in just what's before you. There's something deeper to this realm you live in. There's much more to this picture. The minute you begin to understand that, your faith begins to supersede. A lot of people who face near-death experiences, they are not afraid to die anymore. A lot of them have this cathartic release where they change their perspective because they understand, they have the peace and knowledge to know that there's something else after this. You don't just die. Science won't address that. Let's continue this.
But interestingly, 2% actually had full awareness, could describe all the events that were going on that were validated. So of course the question is, why does that happen? And we don't have the answers, because to our scientific model, when people have died, there should be no more conscious awareness going on. But it sounds like maybe consciousness is able to continue. And by that, I don't mean...
He's trying to make sense out of it. That's because your body has a spirit. He's trying to make sense out of it. He's like, according to our models, that person is supposed to be out of here. He won't address the fact that there's another realm operating. Let's go.
That they're awake, but that entity that makes us who we are, makes Sam who he is, makes Rena who she is, the self, the mind, seems to continue and doesn't become annihilated after a person.
It's not a mind. It's not a consciousness. It's a soul. People have souls. People have spirits.
Has gone through their process of death.
Were there any of the people that you studied that completely lost all consciousness?
Well, that's what I was trying to explain. Everybody loses consciousness immediately as soon as the heart stops. It's not like they're awake and watching us.
Well, you mentioned that there were some people who remembered there was some sort of mystical experience that they were going through. Were there some people who said, nope, didn't feel anything, didn't?
So some people don't have any recollections. What we don't know is whether they had experiences and forgot it afterwards, and that may be what's happening. Because of course we forget a lot of things, and most of the people who are brought back have issues to do with their treatments. We give them sedative drugs, which wipes out their memories. So that's part of...
So he's saying that a lot of people forget their near-death experience. They forget what happens because they're giving them drugs. They're giving them sedatives. They're giving them medication to try to renew the brain, and they forget everything. Now, that should tell you something about the pharmaceutical industry and these quote-unquote mental prescriptions, or these medications that's prescribed to people. It dilutes and suppresses your spirit. It dilutes and suppresses your dreams, your visions, your spirit. It makes you, it takes away the spiritual side of things that's connected to you, that impulse. It takes it completely away. See, brothers and sisters, y'all gotta understand, all mental health problems is demon possession. Every one of them. I don't care if you bipolar. I don't care if you schizophrenic. I don't care what you call it. You are possessed by a demon. That's a spirit that you got to conquer. Now, what the medicine does is simply dilutes or suppresses the demon. It stops the demon. The demon is still there. It's just laying dormant. So anytime it comes to positive spiritual things as well, the same medication that they use to so-called renew the brain or keep the brains functioning properly, as they would say, the same medications they use, the sedatives that they use, will suppress your spiritual positive side as well. So it suppresses negative and positive when they're giving you these prescription pills. It's literally killing your spirit. How can your young men and young women have dreams and visions if you prescribing all these pills to suppress the spirit? I'm telling you right now, this is the real deal, brothers and sisters.
What we're studying now is, does everybody have this experience? And how long does mind and consciousness continue in some format, even though we've gone beyond the threshold of death?
Do you have some sort of conclusion as to how far the mind and consciousness goes?
Again, from what we can determine, which is actually fascinating, and it raises questions about our whole science, about what happens when we die, is that it appears that even though people have gone beyond that threshold of death and their brain has shut down, that entity that we call consciousness, the mind, the psyche, whatever you want to call it, does not seem to become annihilated. From the evidence we have, that at least tens of minutes, if not hours of time afterwards,
he said tens of minutes upon hours of time. So what they're telling us is it takes a while for that spirit to actually travel on.
Long beyond that, we don't know at this point.
For the folks who have lost consciousness and come back, have there been any long-term effects afterwards?
Well, those people who have these very deep, profound, mystical experiences, often they describe a sensation of being very peaceful, seeing a bright, warm, welcoming light, sometimes deceased relatives.
Now, we always hearing about that bright light. There's so many people who talk about the bright light during near-death experiences. Let's talk about what that light is real quick. John chapter 8, verse 12. Then spoke Christ again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follow me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. The light of life. Christ is the light. It's Christ bringing them back from the dead, brothers and sisters. That light they see is a physical manifestation of Christ. It's a light. And he's bringing them back. He's giving them grace. He's giving them another chance. Everybody who nearly dies, who sees their white light, that's because Christ is there redirecting you, bringing you back, giving you grace. That sense of that calm and peace he says that people feel is the presence of Christ. All right, that's his presence. Watch. John chapter 1, verse 5. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. Christ is the light. The darkness can't even abode with Christ. So when you cross over, that is actually what you're seeing. That's actually a good sign that you're seeing a light. Some people see utter darkness. Some people feel like they're falling, free falling into the abyss. Some people hear screams. I've been around people who've had near death experiences. People on their actual deathbed. I've seen people with fear in their body. It wasn't peace. I'm telling you, the spiritual realm is real. Science can't explain that. So for all those individuals talking about, this is spookism, Reed. This is spookism. Y'all inherited that from the pagan Christians. And come on, man. The book told you that God is a spirit. If you don't understand things of the spirit, then just read up on it. Brush up on it. Watch this. Let's get more about that light. 1 John chapter 1, verse 5. This then is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto him, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. So you experiencing light, you experience the presence of the Most High. All right. Now, when we do tonight's call-in, brothers and sisters, if you have had near-death experiences where your life have flashed before your eyes, if you've been in those situations, that also can be included with tonight's discussion. You could talk about near-death experiences, life-altering experiences. You could talk about your dreams, your visions. I want to hear prophetic dreams. If you are one who is a seer, where the Most High speaks to you in visions, where he shows you different things, it even can be through colors. The Most High speaks to us in a lot of different ways. If you're one of these brothers and sisters who share these gifts, or if you didn't quite know you had those gifts, but listening to this video here is triggering certain things within you, feel free to share your testimony to some of the things that you have seen back in the day. All right. Some people hear sounds. Some people are visited by angelic forces. Some people have lots of testimonies in regard to the angelic realm. If you're one of these people, then call in tonight. If that's not the parameters that you want to speak on tonight, then I'm going to cut you off the line. All right, so stay in the confines of the topic, brothers and sisters. I'm only going to say that one time, all right? We ain't got no time to play no games. We up next. Let's get it. Now, if you want to call in, the number is in the description box. If I have my moderators in here, make sure you share the number. The number is 470-363-1168. All right, we have Virginia on the line. Shalom, you're on the line.
Shalom.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay.
Excellent.
right.
What's your name and where you calling from?
Virginia.
Okay, Virginia. All right. How old are
Yeah.
you?
Come again?
How old are you?
36.
Okay, awesome. You calling through with a testimony, right, brother?
Yeah. Visions, dreams, and about the rising of Israel.
Okay.
Okay, so my first vision in a dream when the Most High came up to a skyscraper, and he showed me like two clouds coming together as Jamaica and America.
Wow.
And he said that you're gonna come together as far as Benjamin and the tribe of Judah gonna rise first as far as Israel. And I had a vision from the Most High when he showed me that the blessing is shifting from the Gentiles to the Hebrew as far as the slave. He showed me in a vision that
absolutely
the slave is going to get back that blessing from the Gentiles, and they're not going to believe that those are the children of Israel.
Right.
And it was so shocking him that all the Gentiles thought that they were the children of Israel. They were mad. They were getting upset. They were tearing up stuff because they couldn't believe that the slaves were the true Jews.
Wow. And you seen it in a dream, real time, huh?
Seen it in a dream, yeah, really. Like it shocked me because I was at work and I was asking God, like, let me know if I am a Jew. Let me know if I am from Israel, because I'm in Jamaica, right? And so far as when I growing up, what I know is about Rastafarian and Christianity.
Right.
But I want to see where I came from, the birth, you know what I mean? So I asked him that, and he showed me in a dream that same day.
Well, brother, I'm going to tell you this right now. That dream was profound, brother. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the scriptures actually prophesy that Judah, being Yehuda for some, that's what they will call it, would be the king's tribe to rise, and Benjamin would be up next. Like, we would be reaching out. And there's been a lot of connections between Judah and Benjamin. And that's profound. And so let me ask you this. You seen it as two towers rising? Like, explain it. I want you to be descriptive as possible with the actual dream. Was it a dream or a vision? First off.
It was a vision in a dream.
Okay.
The first one, I was in this skyscraper where it's like I was at the first heaven, got clouds, the skies and stuff like that. So he showed me the cloud molding into Jamaica, and then he showed me the cloud molding into America.
Wow.
And he said, these are the two tribes that are going to rise up together, Benjamin and Judah, because Christ came from Judah, and Benjamin and Judah was the only one that was staying in Israel when the 10 tribes was taken into captivity when they was worshiping the other God that wasn't the Most High.
Absolutely. Brother, thank you for that profound dream, family. Thanks for sharing with everybody. That was excellent. Thank you, my brother. We got a lot of calls on the line.
I want to tell everybody in the chat that if you feel a heaviness on your spirit, the Most High wanted to do something right now. Like, this is the time, because I've been through it over and over and over, and I know that He's telling me, like, right. And the more you don't do it, the more your spirit is going to get heavy. So if anybody in the chat have a gift, this is the best time right now, because Babylon is about to fall.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. All praises. Thank you, brother.
All praises. Shalom.
Shalom. That's profound right there. All right, we got another call coming in from California. Shalom, you're on the line live.
Beautiful, I got through.
Absolutely. Where you calling from? Make sure I'm right here.
California.
Okay, great, great. All right, what's your name and your age and what's your testimony?
Bear with me. I'm Marcel, and I'm 19.
Okay. All right, I'm listening. Oh, you on live. You got all ears. Want to hear your dreams, visions, near-death experiences. Doesn't matter. Life-altering experience that you know that the spiritual realm is real. All of the above. The floor is free for you.
I had a crazy dream where it was like, so it was like a mass delusion, right? You know, talking about it in words of like, people are going to be, in false deception.
People gonna be what? Could you repeat that?
Was that?
Could you repeat that? People are gonna be what? I missed that part.
So that it talks about in the word, like I had a mass delusion, like of the world, people being falsely believing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was this dream where people were going up into this closed off, huge box of cement. Like it was people lined up, right? And I had my family, had some of my friends in there. And so I go inside, and it's like this guy with a gun. He's like behind the window, and there's like this big screen. And there was like these people lined up in chairs. And they put this hat on, like a kind of like a mind control hat. And then it's very short, but it was making people like brainwashed in a sense. And you know, you couldn't leave once you entered.
Right.
So then I woke up instantly, and I don't know what it was. Maybe I just started praying, repenting, and I started crying, and it was beautiful. But at the same time, I tried to explain it to my family, but it was hard, and it was hard to explain something like that to them.
They tried to bump the stream off. If y'all make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. They just tried to knock my chat out, y'all. Brother, that dream is profound as well. That can signify a whole lot. Now, I'm not personally a dream interpreter, but I'm pretty sure that there's people watching this program who can interpret dreams. And also, if you are an interpreter, I want you to call in this evening. But I can tell you what I personally think it means. But before I do so, I want to know what you think it meant.
I think what it meant is that everyone shouldn't believe what they hear, and that they should just, whatever they feel in their spirit, they should go with it.
Okay.
Whatever is right, you know, from right and wrong. And if you're lost, just go to the word.
Absolutely. That's deep right there. And also, brother, it showed that it was going to come a time where it's just too late. Didn't you get that from the dream? Because they're going into a box, a concrete box at that. And
Right.
it looks like it's a time that's going to come where if they don't take those caps off the ones that was brainwashing inside that box, that it's going to be too late. There's no getting out. When you look at a box, you're looking at somebody confided. I mean, that can represent people being stagnated, people being too comfortable with the status quo. I mean, it has so many meanings. That's a deep dream. If you are a person who can interpret dreams, call in this evening, and I want you to give an overall synopsis on the dreams, and that's when I do the last call. When I'm doing the last few calls, if you one who can interpret, I would appreciate you calling in. Thank you for that call, brother.
Okay.
I got a lot of calls on the line.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. Got a lot of calls on the line. Thank you for your testimony, brother. You have a good evening.
All right.
All right.
You as well.
All right. Shalom. All right. we got a call in from Florida. Florida, you on the line?
Hey, how you doing today, brother?
Pretty good. Can you turn it down in the background though?
Yeah, I got you. You can hear me now?
Absolutely. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, everything good, man. I just had a spiritual feeling that you was gonna answer my call as soon as I called. You know, I'm just gonna make this quick. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Broward County, Florida, and you know, I had a prophetic dream recently. In the dream, it was just straight war zone. Like every man for themselves. Everybody had their own guns, and everybody was sick. So I was just like, okay, what's going on? It felt so real. I felt pain. I felt everything.
Right.
And then recently in like August, my auntie died. And then that same month I got into a car accident. I totaled my car. So it was just like, damn. At a point, sorry, I didn't mean to curse like that, but at a point I was like, man, what's going on in life? I was talking to God. I'm just like, yo, God, I don't know what's going on, but can you talk to me? Literally last week at work, I work in a retail store. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I work in a retail store, and then a customer called. He was just like, yo, I bought these pants that are 32. I need a different size. I went to go check the size. I'm like, yeah, we have it. He's like, all right, I'm going to be there to pick it up. And then as soon as he got there, he was just like, are you Mark? That's my name. He's like, are you Mark? I was just like, yeah. He's like, oh, I called for the pants. I was like, okay, cool. I gave him the pants, gave him a fitting room so he could try it on. And then as soon as like, after that, I didn't see him no more. Usually when a customer tries the pants on, they'll let you know, hey, you know, it's good, this, that, or if it's not good, you know, you can ask for a different size. He didn't do any of that. He just left.
Right.
So he called back like an hour later, and he was just like, hey, Mark, I tried the pants. They weren't good. You know, I didn't want to bother you because you seemed busy. I was like, you know, it was no problem. You could have, you know, asked for help. I would have just stopped what I was doing and helped you. He's like, oh, okay, but anyways, are you a believer? And I was just like, yeah. He's just like, you believe in Jesus Christ? And I was just like, yeah. What made you act that? He's like, well, God wanted me to tell you that just keep following your path. You're going the right way, this, that. And I was just like, okay, what made you say that? Because we were just talking about pants. We never had a conversation about anything.
Right.
And he was just like, oh, I'm a prophet. And I was just like, what? Like, it's just so crazy, like how fast God spoke to me. Like, that was just crazy.
Right, absolutely. Hey, the Most High, he'll send people among us. And
that's crazy, man.
Absolutely. That was very interesting right there. Thank you.
On top of that too.
What's that?
Hello? On top of that too, like I've been seeing a lot of numbers, and like I remember you saying back in past videos that some people are born to certain families. I'm Haitian. My family, they do like on my mom's side, some of them practice voodoo and stuff, and it's just like I feel like that's making me targeted. But I feel like I also have a mark because like as I'm walking around in public spaces, people just be staring at me. I'm just like, man, that's a soulless being right there. Like they're just staring at me. Like what are they looking at? What light do they see that's making them so attractive? Like am I hurting their eyes? Like you like to say?
Absolutely. Hey, when you're a child of the light, when you following the light, it does hurt their eyes. Most definitely. And I'm gonna tell you, brother, just keep on keeping your eyes open and paying attention to the signs. It's refreshing to hear young brothers and sisters out here who know what's going on and are actually aware of the times we live in and not falling for the chaos. But we do got a lot of calls this evening. I want to make sure I get to as many as possible. You too, brother. Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. All right. Man, that's excellent, brothers. I seen a Vegas number calling in. If that's Yuck, you can call back. I think that was you. If it was, call on back. All right, we got Pennsylvania. You on the line live. How you doing?
Is Newbury?
Yep. You got a lot of background noise going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm watching you on TV. Let me turn you off real quick.
All right.
Hey, Newbury. I'm a big fan. You know what I'm saying? I watch you a lot. You know what I'm saying? I love watching your videos, your wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I'm 13. I'm from Philadelphia. I box. I'm 12 years old. I'm racing the country.
And you on Instagram too. You on Instagram too, right?
Yeah.
You follow me on Instagram?
Yeah, I follow you.
Yeah, I know who you are. You rank number 1 in the country, right?
No, I'm ranked number 5.
You rank number 5. Listen, brother, you're gonna end up being number 1.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you, like, how much I support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just wanted to tell you about this, like, cause I know, like, say like on a normal day, right? It's a normal day, and I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. God would tell me, I get something in my head, I'll hear a voice in my head. He's like, don't do that, son. Don't do that. So
Absolutely.
I just wanted to tell you, like, I'm sorry, I'm nervous right now. Like,
Don't be nervous, young man. Hey, young man, you're a warrior, man. You're a warrior.
Yeah.
And listen, I applaud you. And I'm glad you boxing, you doing your thing. Hey, one day I'm gonna look up, you're gonna be right there in the right there mainstream with your skills, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I look up to you, man. Like I look up to you, man.
All praises to the Most High, brother. All praises
to the Most High.
All
and
praises.
I feel like, and I wouldn't be to where I am if it wasn't for the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And listen, he's with you all day.
Like, sometimes like I get like, so like say like I'm doing something wrong. Sometimes they tell me what was wrong, right? And like I will watch your videos. Like I will like soon as let me tell you something that's going to be interesting. Like tonight, soon as I click on your video, because I be taking pills because my head be hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My head be hurting. Soon as I click on your video, you said something about stop taking them because it's damaging your spirit.
Right. Is it what kind of pill? What kind of pills are they? What kind of pills are they? My fault.
You say one more time.
I said, what kind of pills are they? Are they like aspirin or Tylenol, or are they something stronger?
Yeah, it's like Tylenol. Or I would get like Benadryl, like you know what I'm saying, like when I go to sleep.
Yeah. Do you know why you getting it? Okay. You know what? You're right, brother. Listen, stay hydrated. All right. I wanted to something that's telling me, stay hydrated as much as possible. I know you're very active, and I know this like, I used to do a little something, training and things of that nature. And I know that, I know water helps the headaches go away. Like just drinking a lot more than a normal person would drink.
Right.
All right, cool.
My sister down here, we just so hyped because my sister was watching you upstairs. She's 9 years old. She was watching. I tell her about you. I tell my whole family about you because, you know what I'm saying, I look up to you, you know what I'm saying? And I look up to all my brothers and sisters, and I look up to the Most High of all.
Absolutely. All praises. Thank you, young brother.
All praises.
Hey, you the future. You the future, brother. You the future warrior, brother. Love. Stay on that right track.
Yes, sir. All praises to the Most High.
All praises. Shalom.
Shalom.
I swear, those are the calls, man, that bless me the most, man. That little young brother, he on point, man. Call from New York. You on the line live.
Hey, New Breed, man. It's such a blessing to be on this phone with you right now.
All praises, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right. I hear a lot of one moment, brother.
I want to see what you
Hold on, brother.
It's like one of my favorite videos.
Hold on, brother.
I really don't have a favorite.
Brother.
Basically,
I'm sorry about that, y'all. The brother had way too much background noise. I couldn't take that call, and I don't think he can hear me. So, we got another call from Virginia, 804. How you doing? Shalom.
Shalom. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. You got a testimony, dreams, visions, life-altering experiences that you would like to share with us this evening?
Yes. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about a spiritual experience I had. I was really good friends with a guy who was in the homosexual lifestyle. He was living in like the transgender lifestyle as well, taking the hormone pills and like wearing wigs and makeup and into like escorting and all that stuff.
Man.
But he got saved, yes, and he gave his life to God. And we had been friends when we were both in the world, just because like back then I was wearing weave and heavy makeup and stuff like that, and like really heavy into fashion. So we connected, like a lot of girls into fashion and stuff always have like the cliche gay guy best friend, but it's like as the years went on and life happened to us both, we both got saved and we began to connect on a spiritual level. So fast forward, one night we were just hanging out. We had some pizzas, we had some red slushies. That's significant for a later part in the story. And we were just gonna have a Bible study. And he was sitting down, he was eating, mind you, out of the drink, out of the, like fighting the good fight, out of the lifestyle, of course, still dealing with the flesh and the temptations that we all have to fight. But he was like fighting the good fight and not succumbing to it. So he's sitting there, he's eating the pizza. Pizza has red marinara sauce and drinking like a red drink. And I didn't eat anything. I just went straight to the word. And I opened the Bible, and the first verse that I fell on said, the people worship me with their mouth, but their hearts are far from me. And that's all I was able to read. And just in the presence of me and him and the Holy Spirit, I felt the Holy Spirit fall so strongly. And out of nowhere, like my friend started to go into wild convulsions at the table and started to like throw up. And I kept putting emphasis on the significance of red substances with the marinara and the red drink, because normally, like if you throw up while you're eating something colored, your throw up will be that color. Sorry, this is so graphic, but the throw up that was coming out was just all like a thick, clear substance. And I've never seen anything like this happen in my life. I was not raised in church. I'm 28. I got saved probably at like 19. And I'm just one of those people that embarked on my personal relationship with God. So this was something that I had never seen. And this process went on for like an hour. My friend just literally kept standing up, trying to praise God. This is a grown man, like 34 years old, but just kept getting knocked down to the ground, throwing up, shaking wildly.
Do you know?
And yeah, after about an hour, I was so drained. Like I didn't even say anything. I just got my pocketbook and like walked out the house. But
Right.
I just,
Do you know
I have
what?
a
Do
lot
you?
of testimonies,
Let me.
but I just thought of that one.
But let me stop you for a second.
I was surprised.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Your friend is in need of deliverance.
Yes.
That's what that's about. You know, y'all reading out the scriptures, and I'm gonna tell you, God's word is just nothing to be played with. You know, that book is power, because it's his word. So if somebody is showing a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, and they're speaking godly, they're speaking quote unquote Christian, and they really get in the presence of the Holy Spirit, that can cause some issues. What you were witnessing was probably most likely was demonic possession because of his lifestyle. And that was that's a moment where the laying of hands needs to be in the picture. Because you know, we can all be, I heard you say earlier something about being saved. You got to understand that according to the Bible, in Matthew the 24th chapter, it says, he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Meaning, listen, there's no such thing as us being saved. We have to endure our whole life all the way to the end to be saved. Honoring his laws, statutes, and commandments. It's an ongoing fight. The battle of the flesh is a battle to the death. And mainstream Christianity, we're often taught that we can talk the talk without walking the walk. We can be quote unquote saved. We can be spiritual. We can read the book. But all in all, if we're not honoring his laws, then we're really not doing nothing but playing with God's word. Because the Bible says, if you love me, keep my commandments. So what your friend needed is deliverance. And that's something that he's going to have to be in the presence of a real man of the Most High, or a person who's willing, I would say, man or female, who's willing to cast that spirit out. You understand? Because that's what it is. It's a spirit. But But listen, I'm giving you this information so you can take it and know moving forward what you're dealing with when you're dealing with people.
Sure.
All right. Hopefully this helped you out.
It did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate all you do.
Thank you. You have a good evening.
You as well. Bye-bye.
All right. All right. We got Texas. Oh, that one just left. Ohio. Ohio, you in the building. What's good?
Hey, shalom, my God, Shabbat shalom, my brother.
Shabbat shalom. What's good with you?
Man, chilling, man. Just relaxing on this beautiful Shabbat day, man, and just enjoying these lives that you got going on. I enjoy all of your lives, man, but this one right here is a very, very inspirational one. You know what I mean? All of them are, but when you allow people to call in and do these things and participate, for the sake of the nation, man, this is always very beautiful, man, and edifying.
Thank you, brother. All praises to the Most High. Thank you.
All praises to the Most High, family.
Absolutely. So, what's your name and age, and do you got a testimony for us?
My name is my name is Isaiah, but my Hebrew name is Yasha Yayu Yohanan. I'm 32.
Okay.
I live in Ohio. I called in on one of your other lives before. We actually link up all the time between Brother Yak and I. You probably remember me saying that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
cool. Is this lyrical light?
Like the Most High, he always, he sends me a lot of, prophetic dreams and visions, and he also allows me to be able to interpret dreams as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I've had a lot, throughout my whole entire life, I've had a lot. But since when I came into the truth, some of the ones that I had in the past, now I understand why I had those. You know what I mean? But I've had a lot of very, I would say, edifying, very important ones recently that I went live on my Facebook page and spoke about this one, but I feel like this right here is a moment to speak to an even larger crowd. You know what I'm saying? All praises and thanks and honor to the Most High, and thank you to you for him sending you to have this platform so we can speak out and be able to get these messages to even more of our people to the nation.
Absolutely. All right, that sounds great, brother. So what's one of your dreams and visions?
Oh, I had this one a couple of weeks ago. Okay, now in this vision, right, there was this, it was me and my brother, you know what I'm saying, were standing side by side in this dream, right? And in the distance, it was a giant, and this giant was stomping on this town. He was stomping on this town and punching this town, and he was huge. He was like the tall of a New York City skyscraper, right? And he was just punching and stomping all on this town and just going crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And me and my brother just standing off in the distance looking at him. In my mind, I'm like, man, look at this giant, you know what I'm saying? And while I'm looking at this giant, I know I had seen this giant before, but in the vision, I couldn't put my finger on where I had seen this giant before, right? Now then, he moves closer to us, right? Now as he moves closer, he decreases in size. So he wasn't the size of a skyscraper anymore. He shrunk down some, but he was still huge like a giant, but he had shrunk down some, right? So when he got closer, he was still attacking towns. He was attacking his town, attacking the village. He was stomping on the village, and he was punching and stomping and attacking and everything, right? And then he moved a little bit closer to us, right? And when he got close, he was within I'm gonna say about a good 8 feet away. But when he got about 8 feet away, he had shrunk in size again. So he was about, instead of him being the size of a skyscraper building, he was about the size of the height of Shaquille O'Neal, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And me and my brother still standing side by side looking at him. But when he was standing about 8 feet in front of us, he wasn't attacking anymore. He wasn't stomping. He wasn't going crazy. He was just standing there looking at us. It was almost like he was afraid of us. It was almost like he was afraid of us. And all of the havoc and the chaos that he was wreaking all over the world, when he was standing directly in front of us, there was nothing he could do. He was just standing there stuck frozen in fear. And then I had this sword in my hand. It was this crazy looking sword. If you ever played Mortal Kombat, right? Yeah. Those hook swords that Cabal carries, it looked something like that. And I had it in my right hand, right? And I started walking towards this giant, and I'm spinning it in my hand, and I'm walking towards him, and then I woke up. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And like, it was crazy, right? Now, when I woke up, you know, I was, you know, reading some scriptures and stuff, and, you know, I was, like in my phone, like scrolling on, I think I was scrolling on YouTube, and I seen a picture, and it brought me back to who this giant was, right? Now, this giant, it was the statue, you know, you remember the statue that our ancestor Daniel seen in his vision, the statue of Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah,
it was like all of the different nations. It was like the golden head, the silver body, the clay legs, and the stone feet or something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly.
You
Yeah,
know
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
That's what the giant was. Like, that's who the giant was in this dream. It was the statue of Nebuchadnezzar. And when he was standing in front of me and my brother, he was stuck, frozen in fear. You know what I mean? And like, I interpret the dream like, you know, these other nations, like, they're falling. Me and my brother represented the two witnesses, I should say, or the northern and the southern tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we represented the nation of Israel. I'm gonna put it like that. We represented the elect, the chosen people. And when this giant was standing in front of us, he was already destroying the whole world. He had control over the whole world. He was just causing havoc everywhere. But when he stood in front of the nation of Israel, there was nothing that he could do.
There was nothing he could do.
We start walking towards him to do battle with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as soon as we started walking towards him, that's when I woke up out of the vision. You know, and I got from it that, you know, the Most High is letting us know that these other nations, all of these wicked, heathen, Gentile nations are literally falling right before us, and there is nothing that they can do. They are terrified. And, you know, that final battle is coming. And when that final battle happens, like, they are so terrified and afraid because they know who we are. They know that we know who we are now, too. You know what I mean? And it was just deep. And when I realized that it was actually the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, it even made more sense. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? And it just threw me off. It threw me off when I realized who the giant actually was.
Hey, that dream that you had gave me chills. That's how real that was. For real. Because you know what? We are up next, and it's on us. Like, going back to what you just said, there was absolutely nothing they can do to stop what's going on in this earth right now. Nothing.
Yes,
they can't stop the awakening. They can't stop us from tapping into our spiritual gifts. They can't stop us from really making the spiritual realm manifest into this physical realm. They can't stop us from communicating and actually building a bridge and understanding these dreams and putting things in a perspective to give us comfort and counseling through these times. They cannot stop it. And they're losing it. And that's just what it is. I like to use that analogy a lot of the Jack in the Box. You know, when you a child, you cranking up the Jack in the Box, and you know you afraid something just crazy and scary is gonna come out. But then it's you know what I'm saying, you cranking it up, and then a clown comes out, and then you like this thing, this little clown with this narrow neck. You know, you can rip it right off, and this little piece of plastic, or you know, it's just like, wow, this is what the whole world has been trembling before. This is what the whole world is losing their mind over. And it's phenomenal because I've been having those visions. I've been having, I would like to call them downloads, like when you or updates. When you downloading something on your computer or you're updating something, I'll have those moments in time where I'll just get stuck. And I recognize that everything that's around us, and I'm talking about, I just came back from Vegas. I'm looking at Vegas, I'm walking. I'm looking at all the bright lights. I'm looking at the city. I live in Atlanta, so I ride through Atlanta. I'm looking at the high-rise buildings. I'm looking at the city. And something just always comes and just manifests to the point in my mind where I'm like, we're responsible for all of this. Without our labor, without our energy, without our essence, without our power, without our glory, they wouldn't even have all of these bright lights and cities and streets. Like this comes from our glory, the chosen, the righteous. So how could absolutely? So how could we be afraid of something that we built? They're nothing without us. They're nothing without us. Absolutely.
Like they're like the boy who cried wolf, I should say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they're actually weak, and they know the power that we have. And you know, me and my Hebrew Israelite sister was just having a conversation along these lines a couple of days ago during one of our Bible studies. And it's like, you know, they've always used our power against us. Even before this mass awakening within our nation had happened, like we got to think through music, through TV, through everything. They have used us to keep them on top, because as you know, we can make things manifest with our thoughts, and we can speak things into existence. And if we think hard enough about something and put our spiritual energy and emotional energy into it, we can make things manifest by thinking it. So with them controlling TV, controlling music, and controlling movies, always putting pictures of them being on top and us being on the bottom in these lowly estates, they've made us project these images inside of our mind, and literally we've been using our powers to keep them in power. You know what I'm saying? By always thinking low of ourselves and thinking high of them. You know what I'm saying? They've been using our power against us for years, and we didn't even know it. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
No, that's crazy. That's exactly what they've done. They took our energy and used it against us. Like, even when I look at movies, when I look at superhero movies now, I look at them totally different now. I looked at the Avengers, the Endgame, and I seen that. I just totally seen it, just totally different. Like, we are actually the Avengers. You understand? And but they'll put everything in reverse, and they'll do it through magic, sorcery, witchcraft, wizardry. And what it really is they're trying to show us that side of it, but they don't want to show us our people going through certain scenarios and situations biblically where we were cast into fire and walked out with no smoke on our clothes, or situations where we battled with lions, tigers, and bears, and we came out winning, or all the plagues and prophecies that all the prophets of old have discerned beyond all their magicians, through all their wizards, through all their necromancers. We've always been the ones. They just put it all in reverse. So, man, that is actually just phenomenal, brother. You always coming with those this lyrical lights, right?
Yeah, lyrical lights. Yeah,
brother, you always bringing it. You always bringing it, brother. You always bringing it, bro. And this.
All praises to the Most High, my brother. Thank you, man. Thank you.
All praises, family. We got a few.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
What's
my bad, family.
No, you got it.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy you talk about the Avengers, because that's us. You know what I'm saying? But that end game, they even take the scriptures and put it in our face. I think about it like this. We know in the book of Revelation, it says that the two witnesses, which is the elect, is going to battle. We're going to defeat the Antichrist, the army that the Antichrist rise up. And then the Most High said he is going to allow the Antichrist to conquer the two witnesses, and then they're going to get called up. And then everybody who get called up, the first fruits, is going to come back with the Messiah after the last 3.5 years of the tribulation period. Now think about how Thanos snapped his fingers, half of the Avengers disappeared, and then during that final battle, they come back.
Yep. No doubt, man.
That's crazy.
Hey, you broke that down, brother. For sure. That's exactly what it is, though. Man.
It's crazy.
No doubt, man.
It's crazy. They use our own scriptures. Like, they show us what's happening and what's coming. Like, they know. You know what I mean? It's deep.
Absolutely. It's deep. And all they can do is use their Hollywood magic. But guess what? We got something deeper than their Hollywood magic. We the seers. We got people who the prophets. We got people who the visionaries. We got people who are the dreamers. They go way beyond their Hollywood magic. We can see things in a whole nother aspect, a whole nother realm. And brothers and sisters tonight are bringing it forth. Just to show you all that, listen, the times we living in, the Most High been speaking to us about these times. If you a brother or sister who the Most High has been speaking to and you would like to share some of your prophetic dreams, y'all see the number on there. But Lyrical Lights, again, I thank you for the call, brother. You always bringing that heat, fam. And we gotta definitely build. We always build. Matter of fact, for those who don't know, on Sundays we have a prayer line. The number to the prayer line is on my community section. All right. So call in it's on Sundays at 12 o'clock Standard Eastern Time. You can hear brothers like myself, this brother here, Lyrical Lights, that's on the phone, and a host of others, powerful, strong brothers in the truth. And if you got prayer requests, take advantage of that line. It is definitely a pick-me-up. There's a lot of Sunday mornings I wake up and I hit it up. And I mean, it completely wakes me up for the day and gets me ready for everything I got to do. But
it definitely gets you in the spirit, you know. It gets you going. You know what I'm saying? So all praise to
Absolutely.
the Most High, man.
All
And I
praises.
thank you, man, for just, having me on, allowing me to, share one of my visions, dreams and visions. All praise to the Most High. I pray that, you always going to be blessed. We God's chosen people, so we always going to be blessed. But I just pray even more blessings over you. I rebuke Satan and all things negative and below away from you. And the same for everybody that's listening right now. I love y'all. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for having me on, man. All praises and, honor and glory to the Most High. And much love to you too, my brother. Much love to you as well.
You too, family. No doubt. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for calling in, brother. We're going to be building this soon, no doubt.
Yes, indeed, my brother. All praise to the Most High. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll do. Shalom.
Have a blessed one. Shalom, my brother.
Lyrical Lights, man. He be bringing it. Washington State, you on the line.
Oh, what's up, Miss Breeze?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfectly clear.
All right, cool. All right, well, I just think it's actually funny that you answered the line, because I was feeling on my spirit to share a couple visions / dreams that I've had. And I prayed about it to the Most High, and I was like, if you want me to share this stuff, then let him answer the phone. So I was thinking that's, glory and praise to the Most High right there. But without further ado, I'll just get right into it. So I'd say back in January, I had this vision, and I was in college during the time I was living on campus. But, I was just in my vision, I was like looking out my dorm window and everything was like normal. And then all of a sudden the scenes just switched, and then it was like a storm everywhere. There was just flooding and like whirlpools of, all this stuff going on. And it's like, you just see people, like everything was just destroyed. It was like chaotic. And I wasn't asleep. I wasn't, it was like I was awake, but I just went into that vision thing. But I didn't know what it meant after the fact. And so, I kind of just kept it, right. But I didn't say anything about it. I just kind of kept it in my mind and everything like that. And then literally 2 months later, next thing you know, it's like this coronavirus thing happens, and right. Everything shuts down. Yeah. And then, it's like all the protests, and, it's like this chaotic state that the world is in.
Hey, that's interesting, right? That's
I took from that was right. If I ever have a dream again about storms or anything like that, I just kind of made that connection about, how that could possibly equate to, chaos in the world. And so fast forward to I'd say probably either earlier, let's see, it's October now, so either at the beginning of last month or the end of August, I had another dream, and it was I was in my house, and once again everything was kind of normal. I'm looking out the window, I go outside, and there's all these people and stuff walking around, and everybody's in their Halloween costumes and everything like that. And then I look over to the neighbor's house, and then this huge lightning strikes the neighbor's house, and then immediately it's the scene switches, and then it's storms everywhere. Once again, it's everything being destroyed. There's freaking typhoons and flooding everywhere in the streets, and it was just crazy and chaotic.
That's profound, brother.
After I had that dream, immediately it reminded me of the other dream that I had before, and kind of some of the things that had happened after that. And so, I just wanted to share that, I guess, ultimately, just to share these visions and these dreams that I had, and just make sure, because I feel like what I took from that was that, we're really far along in this thing, a lot farther than, what a lot of people might think. And we have to be ready, It's we have to be making sure we're staying prayed up and, preparing for these times, not being afraid, of course, but, just staying prayed up and make sure we are truly seeking God in these times. We're truly seeking Him for ourselves. We're working out our own salvation with fear and trembling, and we're not relying on other people or YouTube or whatever it might be. So I just wanted to share that with you guys tonight.
Powerful dream. Thank you, brother, for that testimony. That was absolutely profound right there. And you know, let me just say this too. When you were speaking about the whirlpools and all the water and flooding, I just couldn't help but to think about a wave. How they keep using the word wave, like second wave, you know. And I just kept correlating that to what you're saying. And how and then you went ahead into that monologue about preparation. So I think that that is definitely imperative. I think that that's what that dream signified, was the what was the COVID. And as you know, a lot of people have experienced dreams like months before COVID. I personally experienced a dream as well, and I shared it over a year ago. It was like a year before COVID. I was actually dreaming of the food shortages, going to the grocery store, and there was no food on the shelves. So I think the Most High God have been preparing a lot of people who are visionaries to actually see and prepare for these things. But most definitely, thank you for your call, brother. It was profound. Highly appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate you and everything you do. God bless you.
All right, bless you too. Thank you. Some great calls this evening. Now listen, before I take the next call, if you're in this live stream and you're gaining edification, make sure you hit it with a thumbs up. Y'all see what they did? They tried to shut the chat down once it got to a certain number. I'm used to that at this point. We're going to take this call from Louisiana. Louisiana, you on the line.
Y'all see what they did? They tried to shut the chat down once it got to a certain.
All right, if you calling in, you need to make sure it's nothing playing in the background. Nevada, Las Vegas, you on the line. Shalom. Hello. Oh. Sorry about that, Las Vegas. I don't know what happened. Looked like a lost call. Texas, you on the line.
Hello?
Is this Texas or North Carolina? The calls are coming simultaneously. Texas?
Yes, this is OZ. I wanted to share a dream that I had that I feel like it's pointing out, our church people, we have the power to,
Hey, brother, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going on?
Okay, I'm gonna get into my dream I had. I had these dreams where for some reason I was talking to some church and I was in some house and I realized that someone came in and was knocking on the door and trying to come in and talk to the girl I was talking to.
All right, listen. If you call in, you got to speak with some clarity. You are live on the air. All right. North Carolina, you on the line.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, how you doing, fam?
Doing all right. I just got a few. So for one, I was believing in like the Jesus Christ and all that until God sent me. He gave me a vision by coming and talking to my child. And they say babies can see like ghosts and stuff. And
wait,
so
slow down.
I'm just really getting kind of paranoid about certain things.
Hold
like,
on, slow down,
in the house and stuff like that.
Brother, slow down.
So he pushed me to Hebrew Israelite.
Hold on.
And I started waking up to finding out who we really are in 400 years of slavery.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what's going on, but listen, if you're gonna call in, I need you to be able to really articulate what you're trying to say. Texas, you're on the line.
Yes, I've been trying to call in. New Breed, I wanted to talk about a dream that I had that was profound. You talked about the light. I was woken up by a bright light, a light that was so bright that you could not stand to look at. And it drew me to my window.
Okay.
When I looked out the window, there were two worlds. One world, and this was our world. One world was burnt up, and if you've ever seen like dried clay, it was like dried clay. It was cracked, like it had been burnt, and it was falling and crumbling. And another world was forming with these beautiful like greens and blues, beautiful colors. And I could hear down below me people yelling up, "I want to go." Now I know we're not going up to the sky, but I think it was the Most High showing me that our world is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And he is preparing a new place for us. That was the first dream. The second dream I had was it was a massive ocean. It was more of a vision because I was looking at the dream instead of participating in the dream.
Okay.
It was a mass ocean, and it was nothing but black bodies being raised from this ocean, as if the Most High was raising these bodies from the water.
Wow.
So I just want to, yes, nothing but black bodies. And I just was like, oh God, I have to share these two dreams. I've always been spiritual, and I've always been able to feel people's energy. When I was awoken into being a target individual, this might be a little spooky for some people, but one night I woke up out of my sleep, and because I felt the presence come into the room. And then this was not a holy presence, this was demonic. And I felt it come into the room, and I sat up in my bed and I said, well, let's go. I was not afraid. I said, well, let's go. And then I called on the Most High, and the presence, it instantly left. So I just want to say to your listeners, do not be afraid, because entities, they do exist, but they are mostly afraid of the Most High.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Thank you for your testimony. Highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. Wow, that dream with the two worlds, that was profound right there. I instantly thought about New Jerusalem in the Bible. And also the world is described of being ended by fire. It's going to be a purging of this world. So that was definitely biblical, what she was dreaming. No doubt about that. So I'm going to take two more calls. Since I'm taking the last couple calls, I want y'all to listen carefully. If you're one who interprets dreams, I want you to give an overall synopsis. Listen carefully. If you're calling right now, you're not listening to the stream. If you're a person who interprets dreams, I want you to call. If you can interpret dreams, I want you to give an overall synopsis of what you heard tonight. All right? An overall synopsis of what you heard tonight from God's people. Texas, you on the line.
Well, New Breed, can you hear me clear?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm going to share a near-death experience, all right?
Okay, we got a near-death experience. Okay. We'll take that. We'll take that. One moment, sir. Hold on. All right. All right. Could you speak? Make sure it's clear. I couldn't really hear you that well at first.
Okay. I just start out my dream. So this is at a time that I was experiencing drug addiction, and I was in a place to where I kind of lost my track to where I need to go in life.
Okay.
So what happened was I worked about 12 hours, and I got home, I started drinking and smoking, and as soon as I got up from out of my room, I went to use the restroom, I passed out. And as soon as I passed out, I fell out. I remember me coming out of my body and seeing myself from like an aerial field of view, and all around me, like all from behind me, was just this bright light, and it was just like this. I could feel this powerful force of energy, which I know now is the Most High that was over me. And I was just thinking all these thoughts of what am I why am I living my life like this? Which is, you know, I was smoking, I wasn't in the Word, I wasn't living, you know, by the commandments. And I kind of lost, you know, my track of life and my purpose.
Yeah.
And as soon as I realized that, I came to a sense to where I needed to change, and I feel like God really showed me grace and mercy. And as soon as I made that conscious decision right then and there, and that I needed to change, and I was going to get out and fight off that addiction. And thanks to Most High that He's got me off of that, and I'm now, you know, building up my relationship. This is a year ago.
Right.
A year now, I've now, you know, built up a relationship with Him and getting His reward and wanting to spread His word around.
Absolutely. All praises to the Most High. I'm glad He pulled you out of that lifestyle and addiction. And a lot of people don't understand even addiction, that's something demonic. And the Most High can deliver you out of that. You know, have you, since then, have you come fully into the fold? Meaning you law, statutes, and commandments, you know what it is, you know that the Most High is the only way.
Well, at first, you know, to get off the addiction, I had those relapse triggers. I'm not going to lie, I relapsed twice. But the first time I did it, I felt off. And the second time I did it, I got a vision from God, you know, and He was telling me what life I was going down. Like he gave me a vision, and it's tough to say, but He gave me a vision to where I would end up taking my life, because, you know, I scored 10 now for the start off.
Well, listen, brother, the sound is kind of going out, but you're going to be in my prayers, all right, brother? Just know that the Most High doesn't tempt you, and you're never tempted above what you are able to handle. You understand me? Everything that you tempted with, you can overcome. So let's not relapse no more. Watch these videos. Whatever you got to do.
It's been a year since I've used.
Okay, it's been a year. It's been a year, you said?
Yes, it's been about a year.
Okay, all praises to the Most High. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your testimony. That's going to help. Your testimony is going to help a lot of people. Thank you, brother. I got a couple more calls to get in. Thank you for calling, though. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on this. Bye.
Absolutely. Shalom.
Shalom.
I can definitely relate to that brother's testimony just now. There's a video that I took off of YouTube called "Why I Stopped Smoking Weed." I used to smoke marijuana, and one time I got a hot shot, something that was laced, and I experienced something very similar to what that brother experienced, and I can relate wholeheartedly, because from that point on, I didn't smoke weed no more. Once I realized the spiritual ramifications that came from behind doing drugs, man, you open yourself up for demons, man. And those demons can drag you straight to the abyss. While you getting high, them demons can kill you. Like you are giving them legal entry into your vessel. So a lot of times when you get paranoid off the weed and all that, that's because you just let a demon in. You know, and that's why he said when he relapsed, it didn't feel right. The Most High's already delivered you. You can't open yourself back up. Once you get delivered from that spirit, you open it back up. It can be bad. New York City, you're on the line.
Yo, Newbury, what's good, man?
What's good with you, brother?
I mean, right now, man, all I'm not supposed to pray yet because I got a lot of anger issues, and I'm trying to get rid of this anger, man.
Get you some boxing gloves and a
All
punching
right, man,
bag.
no doubt.
Anger is not always a bad thing, bro. I got a lot of anger too. Anger is good when you transmute it properly. The Most High give us might. He give us anger, but we don't sin. Long as your anger is not having you knock people over the head and rob people and beat people in the streets, anger is not a bad thing. Would you agree with that?
No, I hear you, you know, like I just, you know, like I just be hearing all these different things talking about like anger, like this and that, blah, 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 whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is your anger getting you in trouble?
Not at the moment, but used to.
Used to. Okay. So you didn't move past it getting you in trouble. So now what you doing with that anger?
I mean, you know, I used to do some jujitsu, whatever, but not like right now, you know, like I'm just focused on the Most High, you know, I'll be praying, you know, I'll be reading the Bible, you know, after the Day of Atonement, you know, I fasted, whatever, but I'll be still feeling like, you know, like I just really want to be fighting though, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Hold on. Let me address something in the comment section real quick. Somebody said New Breed won't address that Jesus Christ is God. Jesus Christ is not God. The Most High is God. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Matter of fact, it wasn't until Christ was baptized where the Most High said, "You are my Son, where I'm well pleased." All right. So that's a Christ prayed to God. He said, "Lord, have you forsaken me?" How can Christ be God and pray to God? Matter of fact, Christ himself says, "I'm nothing without the Father." All right. So that's a lie through mainstream pagan Christianity. All right. Nowhere in the Bible does Christ says, "I am God." Nowhere. And a lot of people have been saying this, so I needed to address that. Sorry about that, brother. I had to address that because I've seen that comment often on my channel. Which I'll make a whole video about that in a later date. Anyway, but no, brother. Go ahead and continue, brother. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good, man, because, you know, like for me, man, I be having a lot of anger, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't be blasting on stuff like I used to, but you know, like, it's still, like, every now and then, like, I be ready to, like, you know, go at Pastor and stuff like that, because, like, you know, on one hand, like, I know, like, Peter and Moses, they had anger issues, but, like, at the same time, like, I know, like, you know, I don't want to be, like, living with that anger, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, it really gets with me. It really gets to me. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like mad demons around here. Like, I just be ready to blast off on these cats. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
I'm not like I used to be before, but like still, you know, like I still got a lot of anger.
No, I understand totally, brother. Trust me, I've been there. But listen, the Bible says, "Be ye angry." It says, "Surely oppression make a wise man angry, but sin not." So you're supposed to be angry. We've been oppressed mentally, physically, and spiritually. The whole thing is that fire that's in you that make you want to go ahead and lay hands and lay mitts on these dudes out here and go ahead and lay them out. That's the same power that's in you that you got to transmute. That's the same power that you got to pray against your enemies with. That's the same power that, you know, you can hit the punching bag with, build up physically or spiritually, or use that energy to do great works. You know, anger sometimes is misunderstood within the truth. But use that passion, my brother. Use it. Don't let them. It's just about focus.
Continue on.
What's that?
Now, I want to ask you one. What's the Cashapp? So I want to put something put something in Cashapp.
Oh, thank you, brother. It's $ New Breed 404.
No doubt. I'm gonna put something in Cashapp.
Thank you, family. I appreciate you. And everybody who's been doing super chats during this live stream, thank y'all. Highly appreciate it. Thank y'all for supporting.
Amen.
All right, thank you, brother. Thanks for the call. All right. Shalom.
Okay, shalom.
That's a good brother right there. We need soldiers, man. Warriors. He got that warrior spirit. I can feel it. All right, we got California on the line. Shalom.
Hello?
You on the line live. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's your name, your age, and do you have any testimonies for us?
My name is Simon. I'm 18 years old.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Simon. What you got for us? You're live on the air.
Well, I got a few visions, some or like dreams, I can tell you. Some from my sister, some from myself.
Okay, well, we're working with limited time right now, so just share one of your visions.
Oh.
We're working with limited time. I want to get one more call
one
in
thing
before 2 hours.
that I've had was, so I was just dreaming, chilling with some friends, and then not more like friends, more like angels, I should say, per se. And like we were like just going around, flying around, just hunting demons, I guess, and like it was just really chill, but like we went into like great battlefields and everything, just hunting down demons that were just doing bad things. And then like I walk and like these angels were like beautiful, like they weren't like beautiful like materialistic or like the people you see nowadays. They were like a kind of spiritual beauty, like that just hits your soul. So we were just flying around and just hunting demons, and there was one particular demon that was like huge, and they told me to tackle it down, and I was like, okay, I got this. So what I didn't realize was that the whole time I was carrying like a sword that was on fire, and as I approached this thing, it was just raging, going wild. But once it saw us, the group, it started to calm down and everything. And basically, I guess it was like the angels were like testing me, like a sort of way. So the beast started to come towards me, and then I started to walk towards it. And needless to say, at the end of it all, I just defeated the demon by myself. And I guess how should I put it? I felt like power come inside of me. It was relieving, and it was very peaceful.
That's what's up, brother. You know what that dream was really telling you, showing you rather, that the spiritual realm is indeed real, and we battle against principalities. And hey, that dream was letting you know that you in the battle, and you won that battle. So keep pushing forward. Thank you for your call, brother. We're gonna take one more call. Okay, so thank you, family. Okay. All right, peace.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna take one more call, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna close out. And this call is coming from Missouri. You on the line? You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Bree?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Man, shalom, man. I can't complain. I got another day from the Most High.
All praises, all praises. So what's your age, your name, and what's your testimony, dream, vision, or near-death experience? Either one.
Man, my name is Jay. I'm 20 years old. My testimony today is, man, I really just been over this past year, well, really starting with my birthday, like I've been going through a lot of mental problems. Like, you know, I was in the hospital earlier this year, and the Most High showed me a lot of things through vision. Like, I've always been an image person. Like, even in my dreams, they've been very vivid. You know?
A seer, that's what you call him.
And it's like he's almost giving me a warning. Like, you know, I know I'm supposed to be on this earth to, you know, tell people things and wake them up and stay in this truth, you know. And I'm just happy the Most High kept me, you know. It's crazy. But when I got out the hospital, you know, my sister and a lot of people were worried about me. And these doctors, they were telling people that, you know, oh, he's seeing things, he's lashing out, he's acting crazy. And, you know, my family knows me. They know I would never, you know, do anything to harm myself or put them in danger, put myself in danger. But it was really just a mental battle for me over this year, overcoming things. And the Most High is still putting me through it, and he's putting all of us through it. Really, we just all got to overcome it.
Absolutely.
And if I don't say anything else, I just want to tell people, you know, it's hard throughout the day. Just keep fighting that battle. You know, he's with us, and and he's always will be with us.
Absolutely. Thanks, young king, man. You brung some clarity and some levity to a lot of people with your call right there, brother. Bless you. And you just continue on the right track, brother. Thank you.
All right. Shalom, shalom.
All right, shalom. Peace. It's a lot of young warriors coming through with these visions and dreams. Hold on, yo. Let me go ahead and shut that down. Yes, indeed. I know a lot of y'all may not was able to get through the line. But all in all, let's see if we can get through a couple comments before we close out. Because I don't want to ignore the chat. Don't want to ignore the chat either. Gotta multitask here. Right? And y'all gotta pardon me because I gotta manually scroll the chat. All right, I see a lot of brothers and sisters adding to the conversation. Let's see. Trey Bash says 2/3 will be destroyed. Hearken to the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. Repent and endure to the end. Facts. Candace Love says, Omarion, there are many false gods, and there is the Most Highest God. His name sets him apart. Okay, let's see. You got Josu. I heard some people are feeling they can feel the angels, and other people just see them. Those are called seers. Yep. April says, good job, New Breed. Thank you. Thank you. Ashley Bougie says more. Okay. We get to these comments. Yeah. People need to pray before judging brothers and sisters in Christ. That's a fact. Somebody said, Ashley says, can you take more calls? Actually, we hitting a 2-hour mark, and that was pretty much where I wanted to go with it this evening. There'll be a lot more streams coming tomorrow night. If you are a Patreon, you're going to get exclusive content. Y'all know I've been on the road, and it's been hard for me to actually edit videos. But tomorrow night, exclusive content will be on Patreon. If you don't follow me on Patreon, a link will be left down in the description box. Also, make sure you share this particular video. If you want to call in our prayer line Sunday, you're all welcome. You can call in. All right. It's been another great stream. Hopefully this video basically, motivated you in this time, brought you some comfort to know that we're on the right direction, and the Most High's people, we got this, y'all. So thank y'all for watching as always. With that being said, shalom and peace.